Hey, what up anyone who's watching? This is View with Ice, the channel for anime and TV show related content, and today we are going to be talking about some of the best teen shows of 2021. 2021 gave us some great teen shows, from returning shows to new ones, and in this video I will solely be focusing on the best teen shows that premiered in 2021. When I say teen shows, I don't mean shows that are specifically targeted for teenagers, but shows that have a heavily focused teenage cast of characters. Like, subscribe and press the notification icon to be notified each and every time I release a new video. Now with that finished, let's go see what this video has in store. Okay, I think I want to start this list off with the Peacock original, One of Us is Lying. Simon Keller is the resident gossip spreader on school. He is the guy who makes people's secrets public, and almost everyone has a reason to hate him or kill him. One day during detention, Simon dies from an allergic reaction with 4 other students in the room. After it was ruled that his death was not an accident, an investigation starts and fingers start to get pointed in the direction of the other 4. Okay, so although I liked the little twist the show had, it wasn't as enjoyable as I thought it would be. The way it all played out just didn't feel that great, and the big reveal just wasn't that impactful. The way the show started out, I had some higher expectations, but although the show didn't give me what I wanted, I still enjoyed it enough to finish it without forcing myself too much. Okay, so next on the list we have Ginny and Georgia. I felt the show had some very cringy moments, but it wasn't so bad because I never really got bored of the show. I kept watching it to the very end. The main character Ginny can be annoying at times, but the other main character Georgia is very entertaining, and that balances things out between the mains. This is basically a story about a teen who is trying to figure out who she is. A story about a girl who seeks stability, friendships, and a sense of belonging. This is also a story about a woman with a dark past and dark secrets who tries her best to provide for her children and would do anything to keep her family together. Ginny and Georgia is not the best teen drama that Netflix has given us, but it is definitely something interesting enough for you to invest your time in. From the outside, Ginny and Georgia may look like a normal teen drama, but there's actually a lot going on in this show. Sometimes I thought the show tried to tackle too much at the same time, but at the end of the day, I still got a decent watch out of it, and I bet you would too. Yellow Jackets is a show that got my attention immediately because it reminded me of Lost. The two shows share some similarities, but they're actually very different from each other. The show follows the story of a soccer team in 1996 after their plane crashes in the deep wilderness of Canada. It then focuses on the remaining team members looking at their struggle for survival while being trapped in the wild. At the same time, the show also tracks the current lives of the survivors in the year 2021. Although I enjoyed Yellow Jackets, I have one problem with the show. It had such a massive build-up that didn't really pay off at the end of the first season. I felt that the show teased me too much, and it didn't really give me what I was expecting. Your views might be different, but that's how I feel. Now, other than that, I loved every single episode, and that was mainly because of the performances of the cast and the portrayal of some characters. Because if it weren't that way, I would quite frankly not have been excited for the second season. Even though Yellow Jackets didn't give me the epic-like ending I was expecting, it was without a doubt one of the best shows to come out of 2021, so please check it out. Although this show was cancelled, I still feel it deserves to be on this list because it really wasn't that bad as the IMDb rating states it is. I really enjoyed the show. It kept me invested and interested throughout the entire season. I Know What You Did Last Summer follows a standard slasher formula. The story focuses on a group of friends 1 year after they were involved in a car accident that took someone's life, and now they are being stalked by a mysterious and brutal killer. I really didn't understand why this show got such a low rating because this was actually a pretty solid show in terms of twists, turns, gore, and just the overall flow of the story. Horrors and slashers are far from my favorite genre of entertainment because I always find it boring, repetitive, and mostly predictable, but there are a few shows and a few movies of this genre that I truly enjoy, and this show was one of them. Although it was cancelled, I still consider this one of the best teen shows of 2021, and I would still encourage anyone to try it out. If you are feeling to watch something you don't see on American television every day, something somewhat refreshing, Reservation Dogs is exactly the show for you. This is a series all about self-discovery and friendships following a group of indigenous teenagers in Oklahoma 1 year after the death of their friend. They spend their time stealing and rebelling, all while having a bigger goal in mind. They are saving up with the intention of getting out of the reservation by going to California. Reservation Dogs is a show that you rarely see on American television, a show about indigenous people by indigenous people. This is a pretty straightforward show, but it is executed well and purposeful. The show gives each character an episode to shine, and that is a great way to get to know the characters and is one of my favorite things about the show. I don't feel Reservation Dogs is a show to blow you away or anything like that, but it is definitely a show that won't bore you and is something that you will most likely binge in one session. Big Shots follows a similar plot that you might see in a lot of American sport movies. The movie Rebound came to mind the moment I started the first episode. It follows a basketball coach after he is fired from his job and sees him coaching basketball in a different league, and for a little twist, he ends up coaching a girls basketball team. The plot is really nothing new, but it is in the performances of the cast and execution that makes this such a great show to watch. A show could have a very average premise, but if it is pulled off in the correct manner, it could be a great show to watch, and that is exactly what Big Shot does. This is a very easily enjoyable show with likable characters, decent character development, and just an overall great energy to it that will easily make you watch this entire season in one session. Are you looking for a show that will keep you constantly invested with multiple twists and turns? Then you really should take the time to watch this drama thriller. Cruel Summer is a story that follows two teenagers in the early to mid 90s. Kate Wall is a popular girl while our other main character Jeanette, the outcast. The outcast who turned popular after Kate mysteriously gets abducted. Kate is found alive 1 year later and she accuses Jeanette of witnessing her abduction and not informing the authorities. This leads to lawsuits, broken families, broken friendships, and just overall chaos while sides are being picked, and in the meantime, Jeanette is the most hated person in America. Unlike the majority of the series on this list, Cruel Summer wasn't even on my radar. I just happened to come across the show and it totally drew me in. The show is full of drama, mystery, and intrigue. It constantly kept me guessing, and it is not as predictable as I thought it would be. It also has a decently consistent pace that didn't tire me out while watching. One of the highest recommendations of teen dramas of 2021 on this list today. Ever since I first watched The Office, The Mindy Project, and Never Ever Ever, I'm constantly excited for what Mindy Kaling brings to the table next. This time she brought us The Sex Lives of College Girls, a show that left me wanting more with each given episode because it was just so funny and easily digestible. The show is pretty straightforward as the basis of the show is basically also the title. It follows the lives of 4 freshman college roommates looking at their relationship struggles, friendships, sexual encounters, and new discoveries, all while trying to cope with the difficulties of college. For a lot of people, a show named The Sex Lives of College Girls will automatically fall into the cringe category. This is the type of show that in the past was normally considered befitting of male lead characters, but I can with all honesty say that this isn't a cringe-worthy show by any means. The comedy is well balanced, the characters are entertaining, and just the entire atmosphere of the show is enjoyable. This is instantly one of my favorite shows in the last few years, and I'm positive that if you give it a try, that you won't be disappointed. We are in an era of superheroes, and here, once again, Amazon Prime gives us an instant hit. Our story follows Mark Grayson, your average teenager. The only thing not average about Grayson is the fact that his father is the most powerful superhero on the planet. Grayson sets the title of an average teenager shortly after his 17th birthday, when his power slowly starts to manifest and he begins his journey as a superhero. Invincible was one of my top favorite shows of 2021. From the story, the animation, the gore, the crazy and over-the-top action scenes, and just the incredible cast that is featured on this show. This show features the likes of J.K. Simmons, Mark Hamill, Sandra Oh, Steven Yeun, Zazie Beetz, Jason Mantzoukas, Seth Rogen, and many more. Invincible is instantly one of the best superhero TV shows we have gotten in the last few years, and that is saying a lot. this show has an amount of realism that I really enjoy and appreciate. It doesn't pull punches, and that is one thing that I always look forward to in a TV series. If you like superheroes, violence, fighting, and a decent story that will keep you constantly invested, Invincible is one of the highest quality recommendations I can give you. If all of that wasn't enough to convince you about this show, the fact that this show has already been renewed for a second and even a third season should be enough to instill some confidence. One of my favorite genres in entertainment is fantasy, and I always love to see more quality fantasy shows, and here, Netflix granted my wish with Shadow and Bone. Our story here follows Alina Starkov, a young cartographer whose entire life is thrown into chaos when she awakens an extraordinary power that is said to be a myth. A power that could change the world, but also a power that attracts greed and darkness. Shadow and Bone is a fantasy drama that follows the usual chosen one type of formula, and to be honest, that is my favorite type of fantasy. This show consistently kept my attention throughout all 8 episodes. I didn't even bother to look at my phone once because I was so drawn into the fantasy, the mystery, the world, the drama, and the characters. Amongst every single teen drama show that premiered in 2021, Shadow and Bone was my absolute favorite.